Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a Form 8K filing from WAG Group Co, a company that knows a thing or two about tails wagging and stocks maybe not always wagging in the same direction. Get ready for a deep dive into reverse stock splits, director elections and accountant approvals, all the ingredients for a corporate cocktail you won't soon forget. Before we get started, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate filings, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Join us to discuss all things corporate and financial. So what's the story here? WAG Group, a company specializing in pet-related services, had its annual meeting back in June 2025. This Form 8K is basically a recap of what happened, who got voted in, and what proposals got the thumbs up or down. Let's unpack it all. First things first, this isn't your everyday annual report. An 8K is a current report companies file to announce major events to shareholders. Think of it as corporate show and tell. Alright, let's get into the meat of this filing, the voting results from the annual meeting. 3 key proposals were on the table and shareholders cast their votes. What does this really mean? Well, it's shareholder democracy in action corporate style. It's shareholders deciding on the direction of the company and who leads it. Proposal number 1 involved electing directors. Garrett Smallwood, Jocelyn Mangan, and Sheila Marcello were all elected to serve as Class 3 directors until the 2028 annual meeting, or until their successors are chosen. Now, what's interesting here is the breakdown of votes. For Garrett Smallwood, about 17.8 million votes were cast in favour, while around 546,000 votes were withheld, and a considerable 18 million were broker non-votes. Usually happen when brokers holding shares for clients don't receive voting instructions, particularly in matters not considered routine. Jocelyn Mangan received about 14.7 million votes in favour and 3.6 million withheld, with the same 18 million broker non-votes. Sheila Marcello had a similar outcome, garnering about 14.7 million votes for 3.6 million withheld, and again 18 million broker non-votes. Looking at these numbers, there seems to be a notable chunk of shareholders who either abstained or didn't participate through their brokers. Is there any reason for that large number of broker non-votes? It's tough to say without more context, but it might point to some level of disengagement or lack of awareness among a segment of shareholders who either abstained or didn't participate through their brokers. Is there any reason for that large number of broker non-votes? It's tough to say without more context, but it might point to some level of disengagement or lack of awareness among a segment of shareholders. Moving on to Proposal 2, ratifying the appointment of PricewaterhouseCoopers LF as the company's independent registered public accounting firm for the fiscal year ending in December 2025. This is pretty standard stuff. Companies need auditors to keep things honest, and shareholders usually sign off on the choice. In this case, it's PricewaterhouseCoopers getting the nod. The vote was overwhelmingly in favour, with 35.9 million votes for, only 451,000 against, and a tiny 5,053 abstaining. No broker non-votes here, showing broad agreement on the auditor to keep things honest, and shareholders usually sign off on the choice. In this case, it's PricewaterhouseCoopers getting the nod. The vote was overwhelmingly in favour, with 35.9 million votes for, only 451,000 against, and a tiny 5,053 abstaining. No broker non-votes here, showing broad agreement on the auditing firm. Now, let's talk about Proposal 3, the one that might raise some eyebrows, authorising the board of directors to amend the company's restated certificate of incorporation to effect a reverse stock split. A reverse stock split is when a company reduces the total number of its outstanding shares, which increases the price of each remaining share. WAG Group wanted the option to do a reverse split at a ratio between 25. Why do companies do this? Often it's to boost the stock price to maintain listing requirements on exchanges like NASDAQ, which can have minimum price thresholds. It can also make the stock look more attractive to some investors who might shy away from lower price stocks. The vote tally here was 27.8 million in favour, 3.1 million against, and 5.2 million abstaining. So it passed, but there's a significant number of shareholders who either opposed the split or didn't express an opinion. And that's pretty much it. Alec Davidian, the Chief Financial Officer, signed off on the report on June 18, 2025. Now, looking at the reverse stock split approval, it's a sign that WAG Group might have been facing some pressure regarding its stock price back in 2025. Reverse splits aren't usually a sign of strength, they're more like a band-aid solution. The company's hoping that a higher stock price will make it more appealing and help it maintain its listing. The fact that a good chunk of shareholders either voted against or abstained on the reverse stock split could indicate they weren't thrilled with the idea, maybe seeing it as a temporary fix rather than a long-term strategy. Meanwhile, the election of directors is important for the company leadership. It means that the current executives will continue to lead the company in the years to come. Overall, this Form 8K gives us a peek into some of the challenges and decisions WAG Group was grappling with back in 2025. The reverse stock split is the big takeaway here, highlighting the potential struggles to maintain a healthy stock price. Alright, that's our breakdown of WAG Group's filing from June 2025. What's your take on the reverse stock split and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord channel in the description to join our community.